Hi, good evening. Welcome to the Magic Show, where we learn to be simple, smart, and lazy. As we all know, lazy means that we are going to work hard when you are with me and then remain lazy for the rest of your life. Just a quick few instructions. As usual, for follow up sessions, future topics, and schedule, WhatsApp subscribe tech to my telephone number. Past recordings are available at this link. My email ID is available here. Within the session, you need to mute yourselves. You can open the chat window and ask questions in the chat window throughout the session. You can open manage participants and raise hands and show other gestures. In case I get disconnected, please wait. I will be back in a few minutes. In case you get disconnected, log on again and continue with the session. Click on the speaker view on top right instead of gallery view so that you can see a proper view of the proceedings. And lastly, knowing is not doing, doing is doing. So practice, practice, and practice. Because knowledge without action is zero. Just a quick reference to what we are talking about. I need to share something interesting for tomorrow, for Sunday, where we are going to have a bonus session, which is about effective decision making in difficult times by Dr. Manu Vora, who is the chairman and president of Business Excellence USA. This webinar is going to be available on Sunday, 17th May at 8:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time at the same link. This is a very interesting seminar, and Dr. Manu Vora is a very accomplished gentleman, has done many webinars across the world, and he has trained more than 6.5 lakh people. So be sure to join in. It is free and available to all of us. Let's get right into the topic. Let's first understand what is the concept of cloud computing. When we talk of cloud computing, what we talk about is there is a computer in the cloud. Why we call it a cloud is because we do not know where it is nebulous, and we do not know how many such computers exist. But what we do know is that you can connect to a server which is in the cloud through any of our devices, be it a laptop, be it a tablet, be it a smartphone, be it a computer, through the internet and a secured password. So what we need is we need an internet connection, and we need a strong secured password to connect to a computer in the cloud. When we talk of cloud, we are talking of how many of us have been using cloud in our day-to-day affairs. We are talking of using Gmail. We are talking of using Hotmail. We are talking of using Google. Everything is available in the cloud. What it means is there is a computer somewhere in cyberspace which will allow us to access that computer through our own devices through a secured connection. And that is what cloud computing is all about. And that is where we come to Google Drive. Now, when we are talking of Google Drive, what we are talking of is an external hard disk, an external drive that you are having in your system. So typically what happens is we have our local hard disk where we store all our material, all our files, all our folders, and the cloud is available to us as a Google Drive. Now let's see how we can go to Google Drive. Quickly, we will run through the basics. Are you able to see my screen? Yes. Yes, somebody is asking whether Tally is cloud compatible. Tally is not 100% cloud compatible, but they are working on it. And very soon they have done work which is partially cloud compatible, but it is not yet 100% cloud compatible. There are third-party tools, yes, which are available, which allow you to access Tally over the cloud. Sometimes it is view only, sometimes you can actually work on it. So how do you go to Google Drive? You just type, just like how we had calendar.google.com or we had keep.google.com, here we have drive.google.com. So just go to drive.google.com. I am assuming that you are logged into your Gmail account or you are logged into Google on your Chrome browser. And you will come to a place which is your drive. It says my drive. If you can see here, it says my drive. So this is my hard disk drive, which is in the cloud, which is remote. Now let us see the elements that we can observe when we are going to the drive. We have my drive. This is the main area where we will be working. Then there is something called computers. We will come to that later. Then we have something called shared with me, where the files which are shared with us are being shown. Something called recent, where recent files will be on top. There are starred files. Starred files are those files which you have marked with a star, which are important to you and which you access again and again. And of course, there is the trash button, where all your deleted files will lie till such time you clear the trash. This area is showing you how much storage you have and out of which how much you have used. Typically on Google Drive, you have 15 GB of storage. I have purchased additional storage, so my storage is 238 GB. But typically you have 15 GB, which keeps on increasing as you keep on moving again and again. No computer icon, no, it will not be on your drive page. I will show you how to get it. This computer icon will come little later as we move through it. So on the top, we have, just like any other Google area, we have search. So you can search things in Drive. You can search files not only by their file names, but also by their contents. So if you type something and those words are inside a particular file, it will also search those files. The search is very powerful, as you would expect out of any Google product. On the top right, you have these options where you are seeing the settings, where you say get Drive for desktop. We will see that how it works. And there are some basic settings which allow you to see your storage. You convert the uploads. We will see how that works. You show the density, you show the notifications, and there are several other apps which you can install and use. Let's not go to in search, how to search content. Basically, you will search content automatically. Whatever you type here in the search, it will search in the file name as well as in the content. So even in your PowerPoint, you have some keywords, it will go and search those keywords and it will highlight those. Primarily, how much GB is provided? Primarily, you get about 15 GB free with your Google account. With your Gmail account, with your free Gmail account. And if you go with a higher if you go for G Suite, which is a paid account in Google, then you'll get higher data. Are you able to see my screen, please? Somebody is saying he cannot see the screen. Screen is very small. If you are looking at the screen on your mobile, it will look very small. We normally recommend that you should see this on your laptop or on your computer. So this is a very, very simple allocation. Quick access is through files which you have recently used or which you have used often. if you can see, there are some folders in the drive and there are some files which you have recently used. So just to see what are the components, we have just gone through the components. If you want to buy storage, you can just click on buy storage and get more storage. You get 100 GB for about 1,100 or 1,200 per annum. So you can buy storage immediately. If you find it useful, you can buy the storage. Yes, somebody is saying that buying a paid GB is better than having external hard disk, which can get corrupted. Here, the reliability of Google and Google Drive is very, very high. Your data is stored on multiple servers. So even if one server goes down, the other servers will be able to hold your data and produce it to you. So when you have a drive, the first thing you want to do is you want to add some files to the drive, correct? So how do you add files to the drive? You just say new, come to the left top, just under drive, you have new, you say new. How do you add files? You can upload files or you can create your own files. So when you say file upload, it will take you to the file area. You can say, I want to upload this particular file. I say upload this. If you see on the right bottom, it will show you that one file upload is complete. Can you see here on the bottom right, it shows this file upload is complete. So it is already come into the drive. If you refresh the drive a little, you might be able to see that file immediately. This file was uploaded from my hard disk. Okay, it says you uploaded just now. Can you see this? So it is very simple. You just say new, you say file upload, you can directly upload a file. But then we want to be lazy. So we don't want to upload like this. What you can also do is you can upload files directly by dragging and dropping. So suppose you want to upload a particular file. Say we want to upload a file from the desktop. You can just drag and drop it and bring it here. So this is another way of uploading files. You can just drag and drop it into the, yes, you can also upload folders. So when you say new, you have file upload and you have folder upload. So if you have an entire folder of my documents or whatever the folder you have, you can just say folder upload and it will allow you, you can pick up any folder on your hard disk and you can say upload and it will upload the entire folder automatically. Now, while uploading, there are two options. In your settings, there are two options. One is upload the files as they are, or you convert them to a Google format. Normally, Google has Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Presentation. Now, when you upload a file from, say, a Word file, it will convert it automatically to the Google format, which is a Google Doc format. Once you upload it, you can download it in whatever format you want. So suppose this is the format in which you have uploaded the file. When you go to file, you can, when you say download, you can download it in any other format. You can download it in Word format. You can download it in open document, rich text, PDF, plain text, web page, or EPUB. So you have many, many options to download. So typically when you upload, you would want the file to be converted to the Google format. I'll tell you why as we go along. Everybody is talking about safety. I will again talk about safety a little later. Auto upload is also possible. I will talk about that also a little later. Just now, just understand that you can upload anything, a file, or a folder directly from your hard disk. Or you can create a new file. So when you go to Google Docs, you can create a new file, you can create a blank document, or you can pick up from a template. Now see how it works. When you say a blank document, we all know how a blank document will look like. It looks like very much like Word, where you have this file, edit, view, insert, etc., etc. And it is untitled. You can just go here, create the name of the document, and then you can just keep typing whatever you want to type. So this becomes your Word document. But this is not all. When you say new Google Docs from a template, so Google also gives you an option to upload from a create a document from a template. So you can take a resume, you can take a letter, you can take a project proposal, you can take a brochure directly and start creating that document on your own. Suppose you want to say, I want to create a product brochure. So I click on this product brochure and immediately the entire format comes to you. And now you can create your own document. You can add stuff. All these is like you can put your name of your company, ABC and company, put your address, name the product, put images, put details, etc., and your brochure is ready. So I did not even have to design a brochure. Automatically the brochure is created. Now this is very powerful. And also if I just close this, it automatically gets saved. I don't have to save it separately. Remember, this is very, very useful. You never have to save anything in Google Docs or on Drive. You will straight away be able to create documents on the fly and save them automatically. So in Docs, you can create a blank document or you can create a document from a template. In Sheets, you can have a blank spreadsheet, which is looking very much like Excel. Here it is absolutely like Excel. 80% of the functions of Excel are all available here. You can straight away go and create a spreadsheet, or as I said earlier, when you say new spreadsheet, you can say spreadsheet from a template. Safety aspects, I will talk about it separately. Please, safety on the cloud, I will talk about it. I have explained it in my last few sessions also. We will talk about it as we move around. So if you want to make a to-do list directly from your Sheets, you can straight away pick up that. See, your checkbox has come. You can put the date, you can put the task, and automatically your spreadsheet is ready. This is again very, very powerful. All these documents we are making, they are automatically getting saved. If I just refresh the drive, I will see all these documents would have come here. To-do list has come, brochure has come, we did an untitled document. All these things automatically get saved immediately. So this is one way of adding files or folders. You can add folders, you can add files. You have Google Slides, which is your PowerPoint. Again, here you have ready-made templates. You can start with a blank presentation, or you have ready-made templates for creating a presentation. You can have a party invite, you can have a portfolio, recipe book, consulting proposal, you have a pitch, you have a status report, employee certificate. Hundreds of templates are available. You can take it from the gallery or you can create your own. So creating a file is very simple. And then there are so many other formats like your Google Forms, Google Drawings, My Maps, Google Sites, etc., etc. So creating a new document is very simple. Just go to new and just select what you want to create and you can create it here. Or if you want to upload from your computer, you have these two options, file upload and folder upload. But we want to be lazy. So what we do is we just go anywhere on the drive and just right click. All these options are all available here. New folder, upload files, upload folder, all the things that we saw in new, because I did not want to move my cursor. So anywhere in this area, in the blank area, I just go and right click. I have all the options to upload files or to create documents. It's very, very simple. How do we create a file? How do we upload a file? Or now suppose you want to move this to a particular, you want to move it to a particular folder. I have got so many folders out here. So suppose I want to move this to a particular folder. So I right click here on any file and I say move to, and it will show me all the folders that are there. My drive and all the folders on my drive. Suppose I want to upload it to a folder called Jame. So I say move. So now this will go into that particular folder. If I open that folder, this file will be visible there. Oh, there are lots and lots of files here. It got lost, but it automatically goes to that particular folder. Yes, you can create a folder that we saw here. You said you want to create a folder. You just say click here, create a folder. It will ask you what is the folder name, and you can create a folder directly. Yeah. Today we will do a bit of a poll. So let us see, are we okay so far? Are you seeing the polling panel on your screens? Okay, so we are okay. 98% of the people are saying we are okay so far. So in between, I'll be taking a poll so that I know that you all are awake. So uploading a file, uploading a folder, moving it to a folder and all is very, very simple. Now, what are the options which we have for any file? We saw that we had the option to open a file. We also have an option to share a file. Now, this is interesting. Because we are on the cloud, we can say share a file. Now, when you say share a file, you can share it with a person or a group. Type the name, type the email address of that person. And suppose I say, I want to share this file with, say, Pezan. So I took the address, automatically it comes to me from my Gmail address book. It says notify people, and you can type a message. This file, sorry. So if I want to say this file is important, let us discuss this tomorrow. Now, if I say this and I say send, after notifying people, this address will be notified that I have shared a file with him, and I can give certain rights to this person. I can say either he is a viewer or he is a commenter or he is an editor. If he is an editor, he can make changes to the file. If he is just a viewer, he can only view the file. He cannot do any changes. So you can just say he is a viewer or he is a commenter. He can only comment on the file, but he cannot edit the file. And if he is an editor, he can even edit the file. Okay, so now I want to add one or two other people. I can go on adding number of people. So it will be very simple, and I can say send, and it will be sent to this person. This file, actually physically the file will not be sent. Only the link to the file will be sent. And when the person opens his email, he will see the link, he will click on the link, and he will be able to see it directly off my Google Drive. It's as simple as that. So when I say send, preferably you are required to send it to people with a Gmail account, so it becomes easier for them to access. But even if it is a non-Gmail account, they should be able to access it. From where share option has come, I just right clicked on a file and I said share. Can you see this? I right click on any file and I can say share. Okay. Now share is, we are sharing with certain people. So you are going to add the name, email IDs of the people. I am not sure. I don't think we can share with password protection. So here we are able to share a file. But when we say get shareable link, now see the difference between the two. When you say get shareable link, you will be able to get a link which you can give to anyone, and anyone with the link will be able to access this file. Anyone, see, if you see this, link sharing is on. So it says anyone with the link can view. So you can just copy this and paste it in your mail or in your. So even if I go out of my drive and I go to any other place and I click on this link, I'll be able to access this file. Are we clear on the difference between? Please understand what I am talking and then you can ask questions. If you ask questions on something unrelated, it becomes very difficult. So please understand what I'm talking about. If you have questions related to that, I'll repeat it. Don't ask unrelated questions at this point of time, please. Okay. So when I'm saying right click and I'm saying share, I give the link to a specific set of people. If I say get shareable link, I can get a link which can be shared with anyone, and anyone can share if he has the link. So if I send it to 2 employees and they share it with others, they should be also able to open this file. Then of course you have move to, which we saw, where we can move a particular file to a particular location on the particular folder on the drive. You can star a file. When you say this is important, you can star a file, which will make it important. And when you say, I want to see all starred files, you will be able to see that particular file. Available offline. What this allows you to do is you can work on this particular document even offline, that is on your computer, even when the net is not on. Rename, of course, is very simple, make a copy, etc., etc., and remove is to delete a file. So if you want to delete a file, you can just say remove a file. So this is very simple. You can share files in basically you can share files in 2 ways. One is directly with certain people, or you can get a shareable link, which you can share with multiple people, and anybody with the link will be able to share that particular file. Yes, on WhatsApp, you can also share. When you get a link, means it is a universal link. You can share it on WhatsApp, you can share it by email, you can share it by whatever means you have. You can share it even by an SMS. The shareable link is very, very simple. The folders are all organized here. I don't care how it is organized. Just now it looks like it is organized in an alphabetical order, but I have my search here. So if I'm looking for a particular folder or for a particular type of file, I want to see only spreadsheets. I can click on spreadsheets and it will search all spreadsheets on my drive. It will search all presentations. It will search all photos and images, etc. Okay. So searching is very easy. Now, as far as organizing your folders is concerned, it automatically comes as an alphabetical order. But if you see certain folders, I can even give colors. So I can just right click on a folder and I can say change color. So certain types of folders, office, this might be a personal folder. So I can say change color and I can put a different color to it. I can color all my folders differently so that at a glance, I will be able to see the folders immediately. So all my personal folders, suppose I put them in green, then I can put this folder also in green, and then I know all my personal folders are. Now, just like you can share a file, you can also share a folder. See, now if you see on this folder, there is a human being's silhouette. Can you see that? There is a small icon here which shows that this folder is shared. Okay, so if this folder is shared, then you can again, get shareable link, or you can share it with specific people. Say what you can do with files, you can do with folders also. You can share it, or you can get a shareable link. Suppose you have pictures of a particular outing, you can say get a shareable link. And once you get the shareable link, when you click on yes, then what happens is anyone with the link can view this. So you can copy the link. Anyone with the link can view. You can copy the link and then you can straight away share it with 10 people, 15 people, whatever you want to copy, share with. Yeah. So you can color your folders and make them easily accessible. The other interesting thing about Google Drive is that it can link to your Gmail. So when I go to my Gmail, and I have an attachment, for example, I click on this. Oh, this is something which I just sent. Oh, sorry. So here, when I see a particular file with an attachment, normally what you do is you download the attachment on your local drive. But if you use add to drive, then this link will automatically go into my Google Drive. And if I say organize, I can directly put it in a particular folder. Suppose this has to go to a folder called say WZCC. So I just move it directly into that folder and automatically it will be saved on my folder in the drive. So here it is very simple. Similarly, when you are composing a mail and you want to put an attachment, now this is interesting. You must understand this thoroughly. Normally, we always face a problem when we are sending large attachments. So when you are attaching large files, when you say attach files, you can either attach them from your own hard disk or you can attach them from your Google Drive. Here, one sec. Here the Google Drive, insert files using Drive. If you see this icon down below, can you see this? It says insert files using Drive. So your entire drive will open up. You can select whatever file or folder you want. You want to add this. So insert as a drive link or insert as an attachment. Now this is important to understand. When you give a drive link, this entire file will not be sent. Only the link to the file will be sent. Now, if you are having a large file, typically email accounts cannot handle more than 25 MB as attachments. But when you are having a large file in a drive, you can say, I want to just give a drive link. When you give a drive link and insert, what you are inserting is only a link to the file and not the actual file. In which case, what happens is that you can send very, very large files. In your drive, you can have a file which is as large as 10 GB, which you can straight away insert it in your. Are we clear on this? When you are inserting a file and you say, I want to insert it as a drive link or as an attachment, both options are available. So if I say insert as a drive link and I say insert, I am just giving a link. And when somebody clicks on it, he will be able to open the file. Yes, the other side can see the large file and it will not clog up his inbox. That is the beauty of this. It will not clog up his inbox. What will happen is he will just get a link. If he double clicks on the link, he will be able to open the file directly. This is also very, very powerful, very interesting. So you can straight away insert files from Drive or you can download files into your Drive directly. So you don't have to go to your hard disk at all. Of course, the opposite person will be able to download the file onto his drive. Yes. Now we saw what the sharing was. Now let us try one thing. I have shared this document. How many days or months is the file accessible to the other phone? Forever, till such time it is there on your drive. If you delete the file, it will not be accessible to him, but otherwise it will be there forever. In shared folders, the person who actually creates the file, his drive space will be counted, not the other person's file space. Now see, another very interesting thing, I have shared this file with a colleague of mine. And now I want him to work on the same file simultaneously with me. Now this is very, very interesting. I am saying January, February, March, April, May, and my colleague is also editing the file. Can you see what he is doing? Now my colleague is putting some figures here. Now see, I can see his name is Pezan. So he is also editing the same file simultaneously. This is something which you don't get anywhere else. You don't get it in Dropbox also. In Dropbox, if two people are using the same file, there is a conflict and two files are created. In Google Drive, if two people are using the same file at the same time, you can collaborate. It is not only two people, it can be 20 people. You can be entering stuff directly, and the other person can also be entering stuff directly. Now, this is the power of collaboration. You can collaborate in real time. He can be entering something. See, if you see, this is his cursor, this is my cursor. If you see, his cursor is in green, my cursor is here in blue. And if I want, I can even chat with him in real time. Don't type in column D. I want to tell him type in column E. I can chat with him in real time. I can give him instructions, and people can, if it is a large spreadsheet, people can work on it simultaneously. Now, this is very, very powerful. Okay, I will repeat this once more. What I did was this particular file on my drive, this is a test sheet. This file, I right clicked, I said share with a person. So when I say share, it shows me that it is shared with this person. Can you see it? It is shared with this person. So now once it is shared with this person and I have given him editor rights, I have not given him only view rights. I have given him editor rights. So when I say done, this sheet is shared with this person and he can edit it and I can also edit it. In case we are editing it simultaneously, we can do that also. In case we are doing it individually, it can be done individually also because I have given him all rights to change it. But if I want to do it simultaneously, I can keep on typing and he can keep on typing, and then I might even go and say, no, this is wrong. Please don't type this, type 4000. And he can continue working, I can continue working. This is the power of collaboration in Google Documents. Any document for that matter. This is a spreadsheet where we are seeing it very live. But let us see if we can do it for a particular document also. This document also I have shared with him. So let me see what happens. So if it's a legal document, I can be typing something and he can be typing. This is being edited by me. Now he is typing something on top. If you see his, the color is different and he is typing something specifically. So if you're doing a document sharing, or if you're doing a partnership deed, or you're doing a legal document, which you want to sit with your client and do it in real time, then I don't have to send the document to him. He will change it. Then I will see it. Then I will change it. You know, it takes a lot of back and forth to do this jugglery. Here we have the option to do it in real time. So 2 people, 3 people, 4 people can be editing the same document in real time. So if you say, no, this is not the correct thing, you want to say this is not being edited by me. or I want to say this is item 3, no, this is not item 3, this is item 4. So we can do the editing in real time. Okay, so this is the beauty of this. Yes, you can track who made the change. There are options to show who made the change, when he made the change. All those options are there. There is also a version in history, so you can see various multiple versions of this document. You can see, you can again chat here also. You can see the notifications, you can show the chat. Everything is there. Track changes can be kept on, and you can see the version changes, who has made changes, when he has made changes. Just now we are doing it together. After 1 hour, if he again goes and changes the document, I can track the entire thing automatically. Now, this is the power of live collaboration. This is very important, very useful for all professionals, whether you are in the legal profession, whether you are in the accounting profession, whatever profession you are in, you can be sharing files in real time, and you can collaborating and making documents in real time. This is very, very powerful. Yes, you can track the sequence of edits also, because you'll get the date and time directly. Whenever you are seeing the tracking of changes, you will be able to see who made changes, when he made the changes, what changes he made, he deleted something, he added something, all that can be tracked. Yes. With how many people? See, you don't want 100 people to access the same document at the same time. Normally it is 3, 4, 5 people, which will make it sensible, and it will make it a little manageable also. You can't go and say, okay, I want 100 people to change the documents. It doesn't make sense. So always remember, you have to be reasonable. Although in theory, yes, 100 people can make changes in the same document. And he can make changes, of course, he can make changes only when you have given rights to him. Collaboration can be done only Google Docs, Sheets, and not on Microsoft Word and Excel. Microsoft Word and Excel also, if you are having OneDrive, there is an element of collaboration, but it is not as powerful. If you use Office 365, yes. If you are online, because in Office 365 also your documents are all lying online, so you can do that. You can use for documentation as required by the Institute for Peer Review. Yes, definitely you can do it. You can use it for documentation. As I said, you can even make changes in real time. And that is where Office 365 is paid. Yes, it is a paid subscription, and it is an annual payment. So it is not like one-time buying, it is an annual payment. Yes, you can track everything. Whoever is making changes, you can track everything. Income tax return and audit report is uploaded in XML format, can be downloaded in Excel format. Yes, of course. See, if you say don't convert, then there is no problem. Then whatever format you give, it will store in the same format. Whenever you are converting it into Google format, that is the time when you have an issue. But if you XYZ format, which is not understood by Google, but if you just load it on Drive, there is no problem at all. It will automatically go and upload itself. Do we need to do something to chat with our collaborators? You have to click on that. See here, when I go here, test sheet. Pezan, can you come on the test sheet? Yeah, so here he is. So I have to come here and click on this show chat. Then I can start chatting with him. Yes, only Google Docs and Google Sheets can be edited, because MS Word will not open in Google Docs. Yes, if you have 2 Gmail accounts, you will get 15 GB per account, definitely. Yes, you can track each cell, definitely. The offline feature works when you have, when you are using Google Docs. Now, if you see these computers, what I have done is I have shared Google Drive on my laptop. Now what happens here is all the files in a particular folder on my laptop and desktop and documents, I have said I want to share it with my drive. So everything on my desktop and documents, whatever I do here, these are my documents. I can straight away go here, edit a file on my desktop, and automatically it will come here. Okay. So the offline feature is very simple to learn. Then there is an option to sync, but unfortunately, due to paucity of time, I think we will stop here. We have already crossed our target of 30 minutes. So we will stop here. What I will do is we can have a follow-up session. This is what I am proposing to do. I would request you to send me subscribe tech to my WhatsApp account. If you remember, I have been showing you this slide where you will send me subscribe tech, and for follow-up sessions, we will normally have a follow-up session on the same topic on the Wednesday following. So you have time to revise this, practice this, see the YouTube video, go back and forth, and then come again for the follow-up session. There is a different scheme for that, which I will explain to you once you send me a WhatsApp saying subscribe tech to my mobile number. I'll be sending you the scheme, and then you will be able to attend the session on Wednesday afternoon also. I'm sorry, Wednesday evening. Sharing Google Drive folder via link and later delete the folder. If you delete the folder on Google Drive, then you can't read it again. Obviously, you can't share it. Please don't send me private question. I would like everybody to... Wednesday will be the same time, 9:30. If you send me a subscribe tech to my mobile number, I will be sending you the details, and I will be sending you the scheme also. That is very simple. In case any Excel or any file is updated from any other location or laptop, and same file uploaded to auto upload backup folder from that laptop to drive, it will be saved on my laptop original center from which data is backed up automatically. If it is starting from your laptop, it will be saved on your laptop, of course. Copy photos from one account to the other. I'm not able to understand this question. How to deactivate the shared? You can just go and stop sharing. That's as simple as that. When you go into the share, you can just go and say stop sharing. This is the basic knowledge. We can do some more extensions in the Wednesday session. You can learn about auto backup of your computer and drive, revision history, versions, publish to the web, etc., etc. Yes, all that we will do on the Wednesday session, because I got responses from many people that having a long session on a Friday evening becomes a little bit of a difficulty. So we will be doing this on a Wednesday session. If you have already subscribed, you don't need to subscribe again. If you have not subscribed, you just send subscribe tech to my telephone number and I'll be sending you the details. Paresh is sending you the form for feedback. Please click on that and enter your feedback so that we can improve the sessions. We keep on improving as we move. And just for your information, once more, I would like to share this Sunday session that we have. I strongly recommend that you attend this session. As I said, it is on Sunday at 8:30 a.m. You can come a little later also. I'm sorry, you can come a little early and attend this session. 8 a.m. is the time when we put up the basic screens, and 8:30 the session will start sharp. Any other questions? Send Zoom meeting number and password. Zoom meeting number remains the same for Sunday meeting. Zoom meeting number remains the same. There is no password. So you can straight away enter. Same meeting ID here. It is written here, but it is the same ID. So you don't have to worry about that. Sunday time is 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. in the morning. If you can see your screen, can you see the screen which I am sharing, please? So all the details are here. Sunday morning, 17th May at 8:30 a.m. The link is the same as this current link. There is no password. Computer icon automatically cannot read the content. Who is saying who cannot read the content? Please tell me if anybody is. Subscribe Tech, you don't type here, you type it and send it to my WhatsApp account. You can't type it here. You have to Subscribe Tech, you have to type it and send it to my WhatsApp account, which I have mentioned here. Once more, I am mentioning it. Computer icon on drive, as I said, if you are going to download a backup and restore from your computer and the drive, then your computer icon will automatically come. That I will share with you in the Wednesday session. This is just to give you an overview. We'll do some more topics and some more tips in the Wednesday session. Please try and fill up the feedback form when you are before leaving. Mr. Paresh is giving the link again and again in the chat box. How to check your storage? There is an option when you click on the storage icon on the left bottom, it will show you which files are using how much. Yes, please, who is raising the hand? Please type your questions in the chat box to everyone. Please type your questions here. When your storage is showing full, you can just go to your drive icon and see. If you want, I can once again show you. If you come here and click on this, it will show you all your files and how much storage each file is using. Can you see this? On the left, you will see the storage. It shows how much is used. So if you click on storage, you will see all the files which are using, how much data is being used on your files. Most of your video files will be using much more in terms of storage. Again, come to storage. And if you click on storage, you will see how much each file is using. Okay, storage used. If you see here on the top, it says storage used. No, mail and drive, the data is combined. 15 GB when they say, it is including email and your drive. It is not just. You have purchased additional data. After that, you forget to pay the subscription in few days or months. What happens? Can I lose my data? See, the internet is not, when you are going on the net, there are no options. You have to pay on time. Normally, they give you some extension, 1 week, 2 weeks. They keep on giving you reminders, but if you still don't pay, then your data is not lost. What they do is they do not allow you to add more stuff. And as you go on deleting your data, then your limits get reduced automatically. There is no way they can delete your data. How did I ask for videos only in storage? You can just see my videos were occupying maximum space. So it comes in descending order. So the highest ones come first. So I did not ask for videos only. It automatically came. Any other questions? If A has shared the file to B, then whose space is utilized? Then A's space is utilized. Both space will not be utilized. If B again saves it to his drive, why will he save to his drive? He'll access it directly and move to a place where he sees the shared files. So he doesn't need to save it in his own this thing. As you show from mail directly taken file to any folder on drive. So technically knowing that is true. Please fill up the feedback form before you leave and send me an WhatsApp saying subscribe tag. Then I will give you details of the session on Wednesday. If you share tally data from my drive, whether other can work from my drive, there is a way of doing it, but it is not meant for lay people. You will have to do some jugglery there. Thus, add to my drive has been replaced by add shortcut to my drive for permanent from your mobile. Okay. No, you don't need to be online when somebody else is accessing your drive. If you have shared your file with him, then you have given him rights. Depending on the type of rights you have given him, if you have given him view only rights, he will be able to view only. If you have given him edit rights, he can be editing it also. So you don't have to be online when he is editing it or viewing it. Any other quick questions? Which is better as space storage, OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox, depending on your need and depending on the infrastructure you are on. If you are on Google infrastructure, Google Drive is best. Dropbox was the pioneer in using shared drives, but now Google Drive and OneDrive have taken over. If you are using the Microsoft ecosystem, OneDrive is the best. If you are using the Google ecosystem, Google Drive is the best. Feedback form, please, Paresh, can you please share feedback form? Safety and security aspect, again and again, I keep saying, when you are on the cloud, when you're using Gmail, all your data is residing on Google servers. So don't ever feel that they are going to sit and read all your files. Nobody has the time to do that. Nobody has the inclination to do that. So safety, there is no 100% safety, as I keep saying. The safety is only relative, and relatively it's a much safer system than having it only on your hard disk also, because if you don't have backup, you might lose your entire data. If you put things on Google Drive, you will never ever lose your data. Can I use one and Google Drive both to have more GB? Of course, you can use both depending on your requirement, but then you have to remember what you have put where. Then again and again, you will have to go back and forth. Can you schedule reverse backup of data on Google Drive? Yes, it is possible. That is what we intend to do in the Wednesday session. You can back up from your computer to the drive, and you can back up from your drive to the computer also. It is both ways. Yes. Virus, malware, ransomware. Normally, Google servers are much, much more safer than Yahoo servers. Yahoo, you have lots of issues on malware and ransomware. On Google, you don't have these sort of issues. Google's IT team is capable. Everybody's IT team is capable. Whether they do a good job, that is the question. Google Drive have different password than Gmail? No. The password has to be same. Across the Google ecosystem, the password is the same. So you better choose a strong password, better keep on changing the password as often as you can. Maybe once in 3 months is preferable, but keep changing the password so that you don't get lost. But I have honestly, I have not felt the need to change the password for a while. I think last 10 years, I have not changed my password, and it is okay. Okay. Of course, you can create Google form. Yes, you send me a WhatsApp subscribe tech to my mobile number. The time, the details will be sent to you automatically every time we have a session. Any other questions? Arish Daruwala, anything you want to say? You can say it in the chat box, please. Group is full, cannot join. Who's saying this? I don't think the group was ever full. Okay then, thank you very much and wish you all the best. Wish you a safe weekend, protected weekend. Come over on Sunday morning if you can and enjoy the session with Dr. Professor Manu Vora. It will be a wonderful session. And then remember to send me the subscribe tech message, and I will be able to send you details of the next session that is on next Friday, and also the follow-up session that will be on next Wednesday. Thank you very much. Good night and good luck.